Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our channel where we talk everything and anything SEO related. Sometimes even a little bit more of marketing than just SEO, but mainly SEO. Lately, I am very sorry, I am covering lots of grim topics such as negative SEO, and we are concentrating quite a lot on the DMCA attacks. And today is not going to be different. I got lots of requests from you to cover what to do when I get the second DMCA attack on the same URL. I feel you. This feels like the real ultimate negative SEO mastery because recovering this is a little bit tricky. First of all, there is not one special place where to go for the second one. Google actually doesn't think this can happen. Let's be honest, they don't even think the first one can be a fake negative attack because why would they? It wasn't created as a negative SEO. So the second one is stickier, is trickier, and is just it's very difficult to navigate. So let's talk about it. Let's refresh what to do with the first one. You get the first one. If you don't get a notice from Google, you go to the link we already shared, and then you do the step-by-step, your country, your name, your address, which URLs were affected, and then your claim. This is the lumen, this is the URL, this is my archive link. Please recover, and within days to weeks, it is recovered, depending on how many follow-ups there are. Sometimes it's extremely quick, sometimes there are follow-ups. It happens. However, you recovered the first one and you are all happy that your traffic is back and your visibility is back. And then a few days later, literally a few days later, the same URL is again attacked with another fake DMCA takedown. And for some strange reason, Google, that just wrote to you, thank you very much. Yes, we made a boo-boo and you are right, we were wrong. We are recovering this globally and your page is once again visible. How comes that a few days later, it's taken down with another fake DMCA takedown? How come, first of all, Google doesn't know it's fake? And second of all, how come they don't know? They just restored it because they said your content was okay. I don't get this. Goes beyond my brain. I was always thinking Google is a clever company. Anyway, you get the second one. You submit another counter notice because that's what you do, because we are told to do that. And then you get this. We have already responded to this and we restored this URL. Therefore, please do not submit this in future. They are not even realizing that the URL they restored for you has been taken down again. And you are like, okay, but this is a different claim. Let's be honest. The AI responding to our counter notices and all of our requests to these removal issues is as good as this. Sorry, Google, your AI taking care of this is absolutely diabolical. Really? As much as this is not a dog on this page, then you are not catering for my needs and you are not answering what I'm asking. So you reply to that and you start to find ways and you go to the legal form, which I'll show you how it works. And sometimes it works like magic. Sometimes it doesn't. Okay, so nothing is 100%, but I found quite a lot of success with this one. So I submitted the second counter notice. I got the one, do not submit this. We already recovered it. And then I sent an email to the legal. And then I get back. It looked like this is a copyright issue. Go to report content, counter notice. And you reply like, no, this is not the case. I already done this. And I got reply, do not use the counter notice. And then 2 seconds later, you get create a counter notice. So you might end up in this absolutely endless loop, which leads to nowhere but frustration. I can tell you Google doesn't count with second DMCA strike on the same URL and doesn't know what to do with it, and recovering it feels like getting lucky. However, I found quite a good success, and it works quite fast if done properly, with this legal content removal appeal. Again, you will need to do the country of residence. Here is the link where you need to go. And then identifying what needs to be removed or what was disabled. And you will need to find if it's either books, photos, whatever. And of course, it's Google search. Okay, go to Google search. And then explain that you've done the first one, the second one, that it was restored, and then it wasn't restored again. So what are we supposed to do here? Sorry about that. However, explain. You have got just 1,000 characters to do that, which is not much when you need to explain a whole synopsis of how somebody's attacking you. However, what I do is I had a fake DMCA here. This was the lumen. This was the report. I got this reply back that it was restored. And then I got another one on the same URL. This is the lumen. This is the report that I reported. And I got this reply saying, do not submit it here. But this is a separate issue, so please treat it. And then I think this is the gold of here. You can choose files. I take screenshots of what I submitted and what was the reply and when was it done. And then obviously sworn statement and I am the good person, they are the bad ones. And then it will be like, your email has been sent, thank you. And you go to the waiting. However, there is a place when you can see if it's in progress. If it's not in progress, it will be removed from here. If it's in progress, this does not mean it was submitted 31 minutes ago. It means they checked on it, or some process was checked 31 minutes ago. So this timeline might be a little bit confusing. And then if you are submitting another legal claim, you will see that you already done it and what was written. Okay, so the last one will be still open. And then if you get very lucky, if the Google stars are at your corner, then you will get like, yeah, we took another look at your request. Thank you, Google. And we restored this URL globally. It doesn't work always, but this is where I had the most success. I find it insanely frustrating that there is, first of all, a possibility to send you within days a second strike on the same URL, that Google doesn't know that the page they just recovered was taken down again, that when you reply to the email saying do not submit this again, there is no communication back because it's just back and forth with AI. And then when you use the legal claim, it might go through, it might not go through. It might go through and you get this beautiful email, might not go through and you get stuck into do not submit here, go to counter notice. You go to counter notice, says do not submit here, we already dealt with you. I find it ridiculous Google doesn't have a system for it. So do you have a better system? Did you find a way how to recover second DMCA claim on the same URL? If yes, please share. I would be very happy to hear your thoughts and your experience. However, for me, super frustrating, and Google is once again extremely broken. And I don't know why they are not listening to the industry, why they are not treating this. They have to see that these fake DMCAs and therefore our counters are increasing. They have to see and feel that this feels different by now. So if anyone from Google by any chance is seeing this video, please rethink these removal processes and rethink how to treat the second DMCA. Give us a chance to recover. Okay, give us a chance. All I'm going to say, the second DMCA attack feels different, behaves differently, and you might end up in endless loop. However, don't stop fighting, because this is your work, this is your content, this is your money, this is your NDCs. And just because there are bad actors that are striking on us doesn't mean we're going to stop. Yes, the work has changed. It is all about protecting what we have and recovering what we once had. We don't get much free hands to build good SEO right now once we are under so many attacks. I get lots of questions. Is this going to stop? Is Google going to listen? Are they going to do something about it? Right now, I wish for it, but I don't think so. Thank you very much for listening to my rant. Hopefully some of my tips were useful and they will help you recover a second, maybe even third DMCA takedown on the same URL. Google, if you are listening, change the processes. Thank you.